Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. In this video we go through the roadmap from week to week, letting you know exactly what has changed. As always, huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. A big thank you to Houdini for becoming my latest patron, and to Zero Vega for becoming my latest channel member. Thank you so much for all the support. If you do enjoy my content and would like to help make it even better, be sure to follow the links in the description below. So before we get to the roadmap update, CIG did try to get Wave 1 patch ready for last night, but unfortunately it failed. Xylo has publicly said, quick note, since I've seen a lot of folks asking about Wave 1 PTU, we won't be going to Wave 1 tonight, as we mentioned on the live stream earlier. There's a chance we open it up over the weekend, and we'll keep you posted as soon as we have more information. So there is still a good chance that we could get it today, or even potentially tomorrow, so do keep your eyes on the Spectrum, or better yet, keep your eyes on my Discord using the link in the description, as I will let you all know as soon as I do. It sounds like CIG are working tirelessly to get 3.9 out of the door onto the Wave 1 for the PTU, so fingers crossed it happens sometime this weekend. Anyway, let's move on to the roadmap. So for 3.9 and locations, the new Babbage landing zone is now in polishing phase. That is practically done. For gameplay, the friends list unification is 98% done. Only 2 tasks are remaining now. 81 out of 83 have been completed. We will hear more about this on tomorrow's Stardust and Sunday, but it does sound like something pretty special, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. Swiftly on to 4.0 and locations. We have a new card, which is New Babbage Shop Editions. This is 11% complete, with 2 out of 18 tasks being done, so 16 still remain. This introduces a novelty kiosk in the New Babbage Spaceport interior, which will sell souvenirs and knickknacks like that penguin. Also coming to the Spaceport is the Factory line, which is a flagship store for Microtech. This sells their top-of-the-line products such as the Mobiglass, Simpods, and various computer-related items. Now this sounds great. Obviously having a money sink, as they've referred to it before, which gives us stuff to buy. Novelty items right now may seem a little pointless, and they kind of are, but down the line, when you're traveling around picking up trinkets and such of places that you've been to, displaying them in your ships or your homes will be quite fun, and like the real world, they will remind you of past adventures, or even spark up conversations between fellow players who notice certain items. What I really like about this new shop editions, however, is the Factory line. So new versions of the Mobiglass, and we know that the Explorer version is, I think it's the Explorer version, is something you get as an early backer. Simpods are devices which you will be able to put inside your ships, your homes, your hangars, and while you're on, say, a long duration jump, you can hop into a Simpod and have a quick blast on Theatres of War, Arena Commander, Star Marine, that sort of thing. It's the access to the game within the game. When it says various computer-related items, I would love to know what you think here. My thinking is something like server blades for your ship, perhaps, handheld scanners or radars. Yeah, let me know what you think. So Grimhex improvements. This is at 40% complete, with 17 out of 42 tasks being completed. 4 of them were completed over the last week. 25 still remain, but good progress. For gameplay, another new card is Elevator Panel Updates. This is now scheduled. The utilitarian elevator panels are being updated to use interactable screens, as previously this was done through Player Inner Thought. What this means is the floating white text that we see above these buttons will be gone, and we will have to click on the physical screen itself, like what we see on the Karak elevators. But each location will have its own personalized, specific graphic, sort of themed to that location. This is great because it makes everything diegetic. It takes UI and this immersion-breaking text floating around everywhere and just puts it into the game, which allows logic to be applied, which is great news. Body dragging is at 29%, with 4 out of 14 tasks being done. 3 were completed over the last week, 10 still remain, and the ship HUD rework is at 40%, with 2 out of 5 tasks being done. 3 remaining, and this is basically converting all the MFDs and HUD displays in your ship to the new building blocks tech, which is a big conversion initiative for this year. So on to ships and vehicles for 4.0. The Drake Cutlass Blue has now been added to the roadmap. This is 20% complete, with 2 out of 10 being done. 8 now remain. It's nice to finally see this on the roadmap. This is your sort of bounty hunting police style vehicle, which will just be nice to get the final Drake Cutlass into the game. For core tech, another new card is the height map improvements. So this is 7% complete, 1 out of 15 are done. 14 now remain. It says updates are being made to all the height maps used on planets and moons to fully take advantage of their higher resolution. This means more detail can be utilized during the painting process. So basically, planets and moons will look even better and more unique than they do now. Likely, this is heavily linked to them beginning work on the Pyro system, with them saying in a previous update they are exploring new landscapes, terrain and geology to create something more otherworldly. So it should be very interesting to see how they can apply this. On to 4.1 and gameplay. This is the only update for 4.1. It is the improved throw, which is at 30% complete. 3 out of 10 tasks are done, 7 now remain. Basically improving grenade throwing to make it more accurate and reliable, as well as expanding the throwable mechanic to accommodate other objects in the world, and this cannot come soon enough. Now, on to the bad news. There has been a few pushbacks. First one is server to client actor networking rework. This is now in Alpha 4.1. It says support for server meshing development has been highlighted as a high priority across all involved teams. As a result, server meshing support work was prioritized and scheduled for Q2, resulting in server to client actor networking rework tasks being shifted back 1 quarter to 4.1. That is a shame, because I was looking forward to the improvements that server to client actor networking rework brings to the game, which is more like rubber banding and stuff. But the focus was on server meshing, which I must say I'm okay with that. Death animation improvements was the other one to be pushed back to 4.1. It says further work was required on the physics side for these improvements, and physics support priority was given to body dragging. While body dragging will maintain its intended release in Alpha 4.0, death animation improvements will move back 1 quarter. Whatever, I would prefer body dragging anyway, death animations can wait. PvP bounties, as mentioned in my previous video, this card should not have been on the roadmap. More has been explained in that video, which I've linked below. Crusader and Port Olisar. This is the biggest blow to the roadmap for this update. They said we have had to move both Crusader and its landing zone, Orison, back to the end of the year as the team required more time to create these locations. The reasons for this are threefold. Number 1, the reprioritization and focus on Grim Hex and other environmental work that's in progress. Number 2 is the additional time it took to complete New Babbage, and number 3, delays from transitioning to new work from home environment due to the current COVID-19 pandemic. As Alpha 4.2 is not yet visible on the roadmap, we will be removing these cards for the time being, but we expect them to resurface in the 4th quarter in the near future. So as it states, Crusader and Orison are getting pushed back to 4.2, which is around the end of December. It's the last patch of the year. We still don't have 4.2 in the roadmap. When 3.9 comes out, they should then be bringing 4.3 as well, but the chances are it'll just be 4.2 for a long while. This is a real shame, as I would definitely love to have seen Orison and Crusader, but focusing on improving what we currently have now with things like Grim Hex I think is a good idea, as I expect piracy will be of big focus this year, so fleshing that mechanic out a lot more. COVID, as much as we are all sick of hearing about it, is obviously going to have some knock-on effect somewhere, but it is a real shame nonetheless. Anyway, that is the roadmap update. Unfortunately, the roadmap as it is pretty useless, really, as there's a ton of things that they are working on right now that we just don't see, and no sooner do we get a feature on the roadmap that by the time it comes round to the release, those features have been pushed or removed, whereas other features that we had no idea about making it on instead. So it's all a bit pointless at the moment. But anyway, hopefully 3.9 will keep us distracted for a while until 4.0 gets here. Let us hope it drops this weekend. It is going to give us something to do while we're all locked away at home. But with that said, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have more Star Citizen content coming thick and fast, as well as covering all of what 3.9 has to offer. Tick the like button if you want 3.9 this weekend. Tick up the notification bell as well, so you know exactly when all my videos go live, and come and hang out with us over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers. Ryan, we are having a blast over there, even without 3.9. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.